So greetings and welcome. So I want to do something a little bit different for this video. And I want to give a bit of a guided tour on Game Pass, especially for those that don't have an Xbox and, they probably have PlayStation or the Switch or what have you. Now, this is a bit of a follow-up to a video I did yesterday, where I was kind of talking about Nintendo, had a small little crash out, but everything I pretty much said was pretty accurate. So I want to just showcase why I particularly like and try to say love Game Pass. So I'm going to share with you a couple of things. So just bear with me. So right now, what you're seeing here is the Game Pass app. So that's what you're seeing right now on my laptop. So I'm on my laptop right now. And so I just checked my OBS to make sure that it's capturing the screen. All right. So now, of course, for those that are on PC, this might be familiar to you. See, these are the games that's added to Game Pass, your Game Pass deals, and yada, yada, yada. Now, I have my option for cloud gaming. So, play 100 plus games on PC. These are some of the games I've been playing. I actually played this game. It's Mad Streets. It's absolutely hilarious. It's absolute trash, but it's very fun and it's very funny. Now, all of this is PC. Now, one of the things I absolutely love is this little icon right up here where it says consoles. So I click on this. Now, the name of your particular console will be displayed. I call my Xbox Cortana. So when I click on this, this is what happens. So now, as you can see, I am now playing remote. So essentially what that means is everything that is being on my television from my Xbox console is being remotely displayed to the Xbox app. My capture card from Elgato is kind of messed up. So being able to do this to remotely display my Xbox feed onto my laptop, through the Xbox app and then have it recorded via OBS allows me to put forth Xbox-centric content without me utilizing or relying on an actual capture card. So I love that I have that option. Now, I will say this remote feature that I'm currently using to showcase everything from my screen onto the laptop, that feature is actually free. That's something I learned maybe about 3 months ago. For whatever reason, I thought the remote and the cloud were one and the same, but obviously it's not now that I've kind of did more research. So it is pretty cool. The only difference with the remote is if you're doing it and you're in a different, let's say if I had my laptop and I was in the living room, the connection might get a little bit fuzzy. So since I'm in my bedroom right now and my Xbox is literally right over here in the corner, it's more of a stable connection. I love the fact that if I don't want to commit to a long install time and I just want to just try the game out right then and there, I can play it through the cloud. Now, the game may be a little bit laggy. The game might not be, resolution wise, it might not be up to par, but you know what? I'm able to experience the game. And if I like it enough, I can then, just install the game at a later time. So I do like that as an option. I can't speak to Sony. I don't know if that's something Sony can do. So these are the current games that have been, recently added to Game Pass. But what I want to show is you go to the Game Pass icon right here. So this is the main Game Pass screen as it is on today's date of me recording this video. So if I go to show all, I want you to understand the sheer amount of games I have access to for $20 fucking. Now, I have played this game, 33 Immortals. I actually enjoy it. It's actually pretty fun. If you have access, give it a shot. It's pretty cool. I have not played this game but I've heard nothing but good things about it. In fact, I believe this is the sequel. So I have not, played. Now you also have access to EA Play games as well. Whether you like them or not, it is there as an option when you're a Game Pass Ultimate member. I've never been a fan of real-time strategy games, but you do have that as an option. Of course, these are all games listed in alphabetical order. You can also have them displayed according to type and genre if you wish. There's so many games here I've never even played. Aliens Dark Descent. I'm interested in that. It's pretty solid. Among Us was very popular. This has been recently added. Anno, I've never heard of it, but it's whatever. Army of Two was a very classic Xbox 360 game. I don't know why they don't revisit that. You have Ark. I mean, there's so many games. Let me just scroll through this real quick, and you can pause the video, on however way you want to do it. So this is just all of the options here, right? We're not even at this. This is not even halfway. Oh, this is when Dragon Age used to be Dragon Age. Here's Doom Dark Ages. I haven't played that yet, actually. Let's see. I played this game. I really enjoy it. Ayuden Chronicle. Even though I've heard many people say that the game overheats your Xbox, but so far I've been playing through the cloud. Maybe that's what people have been doing to kind of mitigate that potential risk. Eternal Strands, another game that I particularly like. We have the Fable franchise. I don't know if they're going to revisit that. I think they have a game coming out, but who knows? Fallout. Far Cry 4 has been recently updated to have a 60 FPS mode, so that's definitely well worth people's attention. Fight Night. Gotta love Fight Night. For Honor, I'm actually surprised they're still pushing this game. I mean, this game has been around for a while. This game is decent. Yeah, it has a bit of a DEI kind of thing going on, but once I learned a few extra skills, it was pretty cool. Forza Horizon, that's badass, of course. I mean, just look at all the games here. Gears of War, Gears Tactics was actually not that bad. I actually enjoyed Gears Tactics because I didn't mind that style of game because it reminds me of XCOM. If you've ever heard of XCOM, it's a pretty badass game. Genshin Impact, I heard that game was very, very popular, but I just never really got into it. Let's see, GoldenEye, that's a classic. I don't really understand people's fascination with Goat Simulator. Maybe I'll give it a try and see. Here's Grand Theft Auto 5. To be perfectly honest, I've actually never played Grand Theft Auto 5. So every time they cycle this game in and out of Game Pass, I always tell myself, you know what, I'm going to play it this time. And I've been saying that for the last 5 or 6 years. Grounded, I've heard that was pretty solid. Halo, even though, they lost their way, hey, it's here. I feel it is worth a play. It's unfortunate what happened with Halo Infinite, but, it is what it is. Halo has definitely lost its luster. I will admit to that. But again, it's here. You can mess around with it. You can also play the Master Chief Collection. Hi-Fi Rush, very good game. I actually played that for a little bit. It's crazy that the development team was disbanded. I think it was Tango Gameworks. So shout outs to them. Hellblade, very solid game. Hollow Knight. I mean, what can be said about that game? So, I mean, just look at just everything you have access to here, right? You got the Indiana Jones game. I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot of good things. I mean, I haven't even gone through everything. Lords of the Fallen, the team behind this game, they've radically turned this game around. If you have not played this game, I definitely urge you to give it a shot. If you're into the Souls-like kind of style of game, you got your Madden. Even though I haven't played a Madden game in a long time, but it's there. Mafia, Lost in Random is a pretty solid little game. Mass Effect, you have everything here you could possibly want from Mass Effect. Metal Slug Tactics. It's like, it's similar to Gears Tactics, but it's like with Metal Slug. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mech Warrior, I heard good things. I haven't really tried it. I was never really much into mechs, but it's pretty solid. I mean, just kind of, I know I'm kind of stopping and going here, but it's just like, it's important to recognize what is on offer here. This is what you're getting for $20 a month. And this is not everything. This is literally not everything. You got your Persona, Psychonauts 2 is pretty solid. You got your Quake. I mean, Resident Evil remakes. You got Stalker 2, which I'm kind of waiting to dive into this game. I want to wait until the developer updates it to where it's more manageable. I've heard a lot of people criticize the game's performance. Sea of Stars, I can't say enough about this game. If you enjoy classic, I want to call JRPGs, but if you enjoy like an RPG style game, I think this is a good quality game. These three games I've been wanting to get into. They're very old school games, but well worth the play. This game here, I've heard, was on PlayStation. I heard a lot of PlayStation fans, praise the game. So I haven't yet to play it, but it seems solid. So look, we're at S right now. I'm not even done. See, this is Star Wars Jedi. Can't go wrong with either of these games. Starfield. I enjoy the game, especially after they made the update to have the game be running at 60 frames per second, and they added more dynamic maps in the game. So I will definitely revisit this. Stellaris, if you like Stellaris, it's one of those, it's kind of like a Civilization style game, but it's outer space. It's pretty cool. Still Wake the Deep is very solid as well from a horror standpoint. I tell people, if you're into Resident Evil and those style of games, Still Wakes the Deep is very viable. I mean, it's just, look at this. Turtles in Time. I mean, not Turtles in Time. Shredder's Revenge. Godlike game. This game was recently added to Game Pass. When I first seen this game, I was like, what the hell is this game? It looks horrible. Like when I look at the screenshots, I was like, what the fuck is this? But I have to admit, when I played the game, it's actually pretty solid. I have to admit. So, I had to actually play it for myself. But look at this, Callisto Protocol, that's here. Oblivion. You could play the original or the remake, which is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, look, I'm still going, right? So let me see if I can just get through the rest of it, because I'm still yapping here, right? You got Tunic. Oh my God. I can't say enough good things about this game. This is literally the Legend of Zelda game I've always wanted. This was a game that Nintendo would never make. And I'm glad it's actually still on Game Pass. If you've not tried Tunic and you're into Legend of Zelda style games, you would absolutely love this game. Trials of Mana. I haven't gotten to that one yet, but definitely well worth it. Let's see. We got a lot of the Warhammer stuff. Watch Dogs Legion. Let me see. Wolfenstein. So that's basically everything, right? And so just to kind of go back all the way up to the top here, right? Let me look at this. This is like absolutely ridiculous amount of games that you have. So, could Microsoft charge $50 for this? Fuck yeah. I would have no problem paying that. So now you also have a few perks. So these are the perks that you would get from having a ultimate membership. Now, some of these might not be of interest to some people, but each to their own, right? You have your Fantasy Star stuff here, so you can claim these if you want. If you're on Discord, which I don't have a Discord account, you can do this Discord Nitro thing. So you do have like little extra perks you have. You have deals, where if you do have the Game Pass membership, you have additional savings on a game. This is why it says, for instance, this game, 65% off with Game Pass. So you do have access to things like that. Let's let's see, what else we got? You got things going according to category. You have your Metroidvania. So if I were to go to show more, these are all of the games that are Metroidvania style. I have yet to play this game, but I heard it's very good. If I want fighting, oh, this right here, I should make a video on Rise Son of Rome alone, because this game has arguably some of the best cinematography and voice acting I've ever heard of a game, even to this day. You have your EA Trials, relaxing games. Now, here are some of the other Game Pass membership benefits. So what I like on this segment, or this page, is that you got your day one releases and it shows ultimate, and then you have ultimate and standard. So it actually shows you which tier of Game Pass you have to own to access those particular features. So it shows day one releases, cloud gaming are both ultimate Game Pass membership exclusives. So with the cloud gaming, you know, if you don't, let's say if I wanted to try out, in fact, I can just show this right now. Let me say if I want to just try out Call of Duty Black Ops 6, let's just say. So if I go to Black Ops 6, let me see. Let's go to most popular. Okay, so now it shows I own the game, but I don't really own the game. So you see it says install with Game Pass. So if I were to install this game is, look at this shit says 360 gigabytes. Bruh. But I could, let's say if I'm on the fence, I don't know if I really want to try it out, I can play it through cloud gaming. So I select this, I go to cloud gaming. Oh, okay. So, all right. I forgot about that. So because I'm doing this part here using the remote feature, I have to play through the cloud. So you can't be on a remote session and play through the cloud. So you can't do that. But you know, that's a small little price to pay. It's no big deal. But the fact that you can play games from the cloud, it is definitely something very, very good. Because if you don't want to waste the time or invest the time into downloading a particular game, you could just play it directly from the cloud and you're good to go. So yeah, you know, I feel like having all of these features, being able to have access to so many different games, you know, it's absolutely mind-boggling. The amount of value that's packed into this. And I'm of the mind in believing that there is a game for literally everybody. I truly believe that. I believe that there is a game here for everybody. And that's just something that it just speaks to the value that Microsoft gives its player base. It gives us choices. Because, like, all right, let me see if I can scroll on down here. Let me see. So you got the categories here. So if I want to go open world, these are all the open world games that I have access to. Here's something that's interesting. I just want to kind of share as well. It's not Game Pass related, but you know how most people go to Steam to kind of check reviews and such. So I actually want to do this real quick. I want to show you how we at Xbox, we do something similar. Oh, they have this as a download. Oh, okay. Blades of Fire. You know what? I'm gonna download this because I was actually curious about this game. All right, so that's going to be downloading in the background. So let's say if I wanted to look up a game that was very poorly reviewed. Let's look at Avowed, right? Okay. So, all right. So the way we look at this is this game is a 3.8 and it has 4,657 votes. As you can see, there's 53% of people that, you know, like the game, gave it 5 stars. 16% gave it 1 star. So if I hit X for a filter, I can specify only the 1-star reviews, and then I can read this. Okay. So what you can then see, you see the total amount of likes or votes that this particular comment got, right? From JK, right? It's, shows Dead World. It's 1 star. So out of 448 people that voted, what you would do is that you would subtract the thumbs up, which is 257. So basically 257 minus taken away from 448. And that's how you can tell how many people agree with this person's assessment versus what they agree. This is something that I find pretty cool, and something that I feel that Xbox content creators should leverage a little bit more often. Because to be perfectly honest, if you're a console gamer, going to Steam is kind of pointless because we're on Xbox, we're not on PC. So I feel like this is definitely something worth doing. If I were to go to another game, let's say Doom. Let's see what people are saying about Doom on Xbox, right? So let's see here. Go to the ratings. Because this game, all right, so it has about 934 people that reviewed this game so far. And 69% gave it a 5, 11% gave it a 1. So let's look again. Let's go to the 1-star ratings. What are people saying about Doom, right? So this guy says the music sucks. Pay Mike McGordon. So you see, out of 46 people, only 23 of people agree with this person. So it's split. So it's not like, so if you look at this one, right? So this person it says gutted Doom. Only 16 people out of the 49 like this comment. So you're already seeing that many people do not agree with this person's assessment. So that's what I like about going to the console reviews. I have a feeling that PlayStation has something similar. Let me just speak on that. Me showing or giving a bit of a tour for the Game Pass here is not me trying to say, well, I mean, when it comes to Game Pass, it is definitely superior to what PlayStation people have, because the PlayStation Network is essentially a watered down version of Xbox Live, and the PSN Plus is kind of like what Game Pass is, it's their attempt at Game Pass. Kudos to Sony for even finally coming around to making something similar to Game Pass. It took them a while, because initially Sony actually believed that this was not a sustainable business model, and they were actually quoted in saying that. But you know what? It is what it is. Sony, in my opinion, what they do as of late is just X-copy many of the things that Microsoft puts into place. This is not my opinion. This is an absolute fact. And if I really wanted to be Sherlock Holmes and dive into like articles from like damn near 10, 15 years ago, I could actually showcase that. But do I feel like doing that in a video right now? Probably not. But one thing I am envious of Sony about, and that is the fact that you can stream directly to YouTube. Because on Xbox, just to kind of show you this, if I were to go to home, if I were to go over to this part here, if I go to live streaming, select this. Let me see. We got live streaming providers. Okay, so basically it's been a while since I live streamed from my Xbox, but your only options is to stream directly to Twitch, or you can do light stream. And I think I think something else you could stream to, but you cannot stream directly from your Xbox console to YouTube. So that's the one thing that I'm a little bit jealous about when it comes to Sony PlayStation. And I just also want to really just put this out there as well, especially regarding the Nintendo video I did. Look, my hatred of Nintendo and my dislike of Sony, of the PlayStation brand, is largely due to the people at the very top. And I just want to make that perfectly clear. I know that they're very talented people that work for both Sony and Nintendo. They work very hard. They provide for their families. I don't have anything against them. I talk about those at the very top that make the decisions that are company wide, that affect the return policies, that affects, certain games being exclusive versus time exclusive, things like that. Because, all three companies have their pluses and minuses. But if I have to honestly say which of the three gives the most benefits to customers, it's Xbox. Like, there's no way you can look at this video and just watch what I just showed and not tell me that this is not the best value in gaming. Now, if you want to throw in PC, I don't consider PC anything because PC is its own world. But if we're talking about strictly consoles, you cannot be honest with yourself and say, oh yeah, Nintendo and or Sony gives better value than Microsoft. Get the fuck out of here. Now I know you're just trolling or you're that ignorant. Either one, So this right here is literally $20 fucking dollars. All of this is $20. All of this. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Really crazy, right? I get my free play days if I want to play some games for free for a period of time. So yeah, so if we look at just more specifically showing the different Game Pass options here, if I scroll on down, right? So here are my prices, right? So now if I don't want to do ultimate for whatever reason, I can go with the core, I can go standard. I guess if I was doing this, it'd be $1 for the first month or something like that. So yeah, so this one and the ultimate, yeah, all of them give you access to multiplayer, but just looking at everything that the ultimate version gives you, I don't know how else to just say that this is just absolutely godlike, and it's for $20. So when I hear people saying, oh, well, Microsoft, they're going to raise the price of Game Pass, I honestly don't care because as far as I'm concerned, I'm getting this for very cheap. Now, there was a comment that Phil Spencer made one time. I did speak about it in an earlier video where he said something to the effect of Game Pass is not for everybody. And that kind of, obviously everybody blows it up. They make a big deal about it. But I understood what he meant. Let's say for whatever reason, all you wanted to do was play Doom, the Dark Ages. Let's say this was the only game you wanted to play. Well, if this is the only game you really want to play that you have an interest in, then you might as well just go out and buy the game, as opposed to just spending $20 every month. To me, I feel like that just makes sense. I feel it's common sense, but I understand common sense is not common. Why commit to a subscription service if you're not going to fully utilize the service? If you're going, that's like, all right, so you could probably do something like that with Netflix. Let's say if there's one show that you wanted to watch, fine, right? You can do that. And honestly, you can do the same thing with Game Pass. Let's say if you just wanted to play Doom, the Dark Ages for like 1 month, right? See what you can get out of it for a whole month. It's $20. You play it. You're fine with it. You move on to the next game, right? You can do that. That is an option. And that is the thing that I personally love about Microsoft, is that it gives you the option. There are many games in Game Pass that more than likely I would have never thought about, let alone buy, right? Unless I've actually played the game. Like, for instance, this Revenge of the Savage Planet, or actually no more, this Turtles game. This Turtles game right here. Let me see if I can actually play the video here. Let me show you. This is what this game looks like.
So, guys, thought that after being super duper fly, all was back to normal? Well, what?
A new bunch of mysterious mutants has taken over the city, and somebody needs to.
So to be honest, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
They've been training hard.
But I have to admit, I actually was enjoying this game. I actually was enjoying this game. If I saw this game, right after seeing this, I would have never bought this game. I would have never fucking played this game. Never. I will be perfect. I will be dead ass. I would never fucking play this game. But because it's on Game Pass, once it got announced on Game Pass, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me download it. Let me see what it's about. And to be perfectly honest, it's actually not that bad. In fact, well, fuck it. Let me just get on the game right now, actually. Let me just show you what I mean in real time. You know, since we're doing this, right? I don't know how many people's actually going to still be watching the video, but so we're doing this. Okay, so here we have Donatello.
Not exactly
So
like us, right?
now
They don't
let me
talk
just
about
share.
Must have been an extra spicy batch. The newbies are pretty wild.
Interesting to think there could be more ooze out there. Superfly made it sound
All
like
right.
the last of it was
So,
destroyed in the fire.
You have your standard attack,
Hold up,
right?
you don't know how old they are? They could be
So you have
going on
X. Let me see. 1, 2. Right. So you have. So that's your standard attack. Right. You have your jump. So it is kind of weird and wonky, but I kind of like. You know, it's entertaining. And to be perfectly honest, I would never have fucking tried this game if it was not on Game Pass. I'll just be dead ass. So anyway, let me just kind of quit out of this. But, you know, like I said, you have so many options here. You may just only like one or two things, but I'm pretty sure that there is something on here that you probably will like. I can tell you, like, this game, Sea of Stars, is absolutely amazing. Commando is pretty solid as well. This game kind of reminds me of an old game called Guardian Heroes. You know, for those who don't know about Sega Saturn back in the day, kind of reminds me of this. It's a good beat 'em up. Let me show you what happens for those people that are part of my subscribers that love Tekken. So I want to show you what happens when I play Tekken. I want to show this in real time. I want to show that this is what happens. This is the reason why you don't see me doing a lot of live streams or a lot of online matches and things like that. I want to show this in real time with the video because this is a perfect opportunity to do this. Because at this point, I think I've made my point about Game Pass. I think I've kind of already done that. I hammered that point home. And this will give me some time to think of something else to say. But I just want to show this, and hopefully you're still with the video, still rocking out with me. If you are, I appreciate you. All right. So now, if I were to go online, let's say if I wanted to start a player match, which is typically what I prefer to do. So we go to create session. This is what happens. This is what happens to me. So I want that to be perfect. I want that to be perfectly clear. This is what happens to me 80% of the time. So when I hit OK, the screen goes black. We go back to Tekken. Now, let's say if I want to go to ranked match. Sometimes this works. Sometimes it works. We go to ranked match. Same deal. So I want people to see this. This is why I get so frustrated in playing this fucking game, because it's not even about the issues relating to the season 2 changes. It's the fact that I can't even get on fucking line. So I just want that to be shown. So anyway, sometimes it works out. Like if I keep exiting out, like if I just keep creating session, create session, if I keep at it long enough, it'll go through. But why should I have to do that? So anyway, and here's the funny thing. You bet your ass I have no problem going to the Tekken shop though. The Tekken shop will always work. They make sure of this. But in terms of me trying to get online, sorry, let me turn this bullshit off. When people say owning an Xbox is redundant, there's no point because I can play Xbox, I can play Game Pass on my PC. Yeah, you can. To Microsoft, they don't care where you're playing their games. Sure, they would like to play, they would like more hardware sales, of course, and they do get hardware sales, just not at the level of PlayStation. But the fact that you are playing their games, period, and they're making money from different revenue streams, that's all that really matters to them in the end. So this is why I tell people Microsoft is playing chess while everybody is playing checkers. I think this is a solid video. To not have the video go too long, I think I will speak on Microsoft's general strategy in another video. So I'm going to upload this, and this is going to be more like just the Game Pass aspect. So let me see, is there anything else I can talk about Game Pass real quick? Because this is like clearly not scripted. This is literally like if I'm talking to you, if you were here with me. $20 for the Ultimate Edition version of Game Pass. I can play day one releases. I have access to cloud features, so I can bypass the installation and just jump right into the game. As long as you're not playing remote, as I just showed. I have access to countless fucking games. It's like absolutely ridiculous the amount of games I have access to. I've already shown that. Let's see. I have access to different sales and different perks. A lot of these games are swapped in and out, like Netflix style. Also, the games that are set to depart, I can play those games, so I can play games that are set to leave, so that's a good thing. This value is second to none, and I can't stress that enough. And everything that Sony is doing on their end is basically a poor man's version of this, so I just want to hammer that home. I think that's pretty much it. So I think, like I said, the next video I'm going to work on and just discuss Microsoft's general strategy, because I think a lot of people don't get it. I thought about including that with this video, but if I did, it will make this video super long. So anyway, let me get up out of here. I'm going to start editing this. And hopefully, if you're not currently subscribed, hopefully this little featurette will make you a subscriber. Anyway, take care. Peace.